come in, and then we'll get going. It's been a few weeks. I've been on all sorts of adventures. I'm back. So we'll see if anybody makes it today. I'm hoping they do. Kevin said he might make it, so that's basically who I'm here for. I hope everyone is cozy and warm. I'm here with my tea. One positive thing about last weekend is I finally learned how to stream on Twitch. So if audiences continue to be low on YouTube, I might switch over to Twitch and try that. Welcome. Somebody came in. How's it going? Welcome to my cozy live stream. It's cold as hell outside today. So I'm like in bed and I do not want to get out. Hello and welcome. I'm live streaming today. I'm going to tell people about the adventures of the last couple weeks. I hope Kevin Mack makes it. It'd be cool to see some familiar faces again. Let's see. Oh, I don't like the lighting there. Okay. I hope everyone's week is warm. Anybody in chat? Hi, welcome. Somebody else came in. Thank you for joining. I'm just chilling with my tea today. It is cold as hell outside. I've been up to a few shenanigans, and I was looking forward to telling people what I've been up to. I posted in the community tab I was on another live stream podcast recently. On Sunday. It was called the 10 Drink Minimum Podcast, and I was on after Comic-Con, which was really fun. They definitely showed me a good time. There was lots of terrible alcohol shots. Santi says hi. Hi and welcome. Thank you for joining. I'm telling people about my last week. So last weekend, I I can't recall exactly what I updated about on the community tab, but I did the official live stream for the Albuquerque Comic Con, which was a lot of fun. And it was a good time. It was just very exhausting, but I had a lot of fun. And I had the basically what I was asked to do was went around and like interviewed people, and some of the people that I interviewed were like cosplayers and stuff. But some of the people that I interviewed were like there were a bunch of different like celebrities, like D-list celebrities, like B-list celebrities, people who were in like a whole bunch of TV episodes of like different stuff, like character actors or like people who are on like a bunch of different seasons of Star Trek. Um or like just, lots of different people. Um One of the coolest people that I met was what was his name? Um like the guy who wrote Underworld was there. So I actually got to talk to him. Um Lots of stuff like that. And that was what I did for a job. So that was like really cool. I had a great time. It was intense. So I was there for um like over 10 hours every day. It was like I guess it was 14 hours, like 14 to 16 hours. So I'd get there at like 8 in the morning and then we would leave at like 9 at night. But the team was really fun and it was a good time. Orist is here. Hi, Orist. Oh, familiar faces here. I'm so happy. How are you doing, man? I was just telling everybody about my weekend. I'm still kind of exhausted. Like, it was three, like, 14 to 16-hour days at the convention center. And then I came back and I've been just destroying, like, a giant pan of lasagna ever since. Um, it was exhausting, but really fun. Like, you're just like not thinking about anything until you get home and then you're just like toss yourself in the shower and then eat a crap ton of food because you're starving and haven't been thinking about it all day. Yes, exhausted means fun. It was so much fun. Like I got to do my favorite things, which is like I got to go up to a bunch of cosplayers and ask them how they made their costumes, and like I got to ask like tons of creative people like about their process and like um their motives behind making stuff, and like I got to ask several actors about like their characters, and some of them told me like, "Oh yeah, I did method acting or I did this or I did that." Which was so fun. And then like some people I ended up having more conversations with afterward, like there was okay, one of the coolest moments was there was a panel with the guy. If you've seen Deadpool, I guess there's like a dancer that did like the Bye 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 dance in the beginning of Deadpool, one of the Deadpool movies. And so I asked him some questions during his panel, and then I ran into him like on the top floor. I ran into him on the top floor of the convention center. I was like just kind of hanging out. I think I was talking to like it was either talking to like a friend or something, and then I turn around and my boss is like, "Oh hey, look over here," and he was talking to this dancer, and it was Nick F. Polly. And then I turned around and was like, "Oh hi," and he recognized me from the panel, and we got into another long conversation. So it was like really fun. Like not only that he appreciated my questions, but also like he was down to like get to know me a little bit, and like that was cool. And we talked about masculinity in dance, and like just sometimes the straight male like refusal to dance and like how sucky it is. And then I talked about my experience with like some of the men I've known, like their assertion that dance is showing off, which is like the antithesis of what it really is, which is self-expression. So that was like a whole long conversation I got to have with someone like really cool. And that's just one of many experiences. Or it says I don't dance. Yeah, a lot of people don't dance. Like I get it because sometimes you don't want to be bad at stuff, and sometimes it feels uncomfortable if you aren't accustomed to self expression in that way. But it's like liberating when you see it as like self expression, you know? Sam Gloves asked, do you have any disposable gloves, plastic gloves, rubber gloves, cleaning gloves, surgical gloves? I think you might be barking up the wrong tree, man. I don't think this is the channel for that. But I find it entertaining that you're asking. Um, Valeria says you look like you. Oh my God, you guys are kind today. You know what I did? Like I was having some skin issues, and I just had this impulse. Like, you know what I need? I need some tea tree oil. So I went to Trader Joe's and I got some tea tree oil, and this stuff is magical. Like whatever skin issue, for me, like I don't know what it is, but this is magic. So like I have really dry skin, so finding a good like a thing that's going to be antibacterial and reduce acne, but also leave me moisturized is hard to find. And then I forgot, like you can get this for like $7 at Trader Joe's, and I mix it with my moisturizer and it clears up like the vast majority of problems that I have. So I love this. It's made my skin look really good. And since I moved, I had just like massive like rash on my chin, and it's fixed it. Like anyway, Oris says pizza is good for dry hands. Pizza is also good for my stomach. Like I would eat the crap out of a large pizza right now. I'm just like so hungry. Like I don't know what it is about the cold. Like it's been like 20 degrees. I think it was like 16 degrees last night when I came home. But I'm just starving all the time. It's so cold and I just want to eat everything. So yeah, pizza's great. Oh man. Ever since I moved here, I've been eating some of the best Mexican food I've had in my life, which is like that's heresy to claim that there is incredible Mexican outside of San Diego, but there is. There is very, very good Mexican food outside of San Diego. Like I just went to a Mexican food plate. Like we got burritos like for the whole video team from a place last weekend, and they make their own tortillas in-house, and it was some of the best that I've ever had. And I lived in San Diego for like 18 years. Oh, meatloaf and mashed potatoes is good for cold weather. That sounds incredible. I have been eating just a giant tray of lasagna, and even though it's store-bought, like I feel like it's warming my soul to have it. So if Brandon is here, thank you for the tray of lasagna because it's so good. I don't know, something about it. The sauce reminds me of how my grandma used to make sauce, which is like kind of on the salty side. I don't know. I'm like drooling just thinking about it. Oh man, meatloaf and mashed potatoes. You're like making me want a shepherd's pie or something. Lasagna is kind of sort of like pizza. Lasagna is like a really wet pizza. Like there's the noodles, and then there's cheese, and there's sauce, but it's like very wet. Like, is it like an enchilada? Like, can we have wet pizza where it's like a wet enchilada where you just put like taco sauce on top of it? I'm drooling thinking about that. I must be hungry again. Soggy pizza. No, not soggy pizza. Soggy is a way worse word. It's a wet pizza. Wet is a way more appealing word than soggy. Like, would you eat a soggy burrito? No. Would you eat a wet burrito? Yes, absolutely. Oh man. I hope you all are staying toasty. I'm still very cold. Ever notice you never see an unfinished taco? Yeah, because they pretty much all get eaten. How could you not finish a taco? That's like blasphemy. So what am I gonna get down to tonight? Um, I'm thinking about starting to edit videos again. Like, I've loaded all my crap into CapCut, and this is a project for tomorrow that I'm gonna make myself do. It might be crappy, but I'm gonna try. Like, I've been starting to collect B-roll from my adventures, and I'm gonna just try, even though I'm probably bad at it. Um, in like the style of YouTube from like 10 or 15 years ago. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just gonna try it and we're gonna see how it goes. And I don't know if the algorithm's gonna pick it up or not, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So yeah. I hope it's at least a little bit entertaining. I feel like I come on here and I rant, and like it would probably look better if I just put some of the stuff I've captured on my phone in the past like few months, which is way more exciting than my face. But whatever. Like, I'm just gonna try. Edinburgh Nabu says hello. Hello. How do you pronounce your name? Edinburgh. I don't know. I'm probably butchering it. Anyway, oh yeah, so I was on this other podcast on Sunday night after the con. I made friends. I made friends at the con, and one of them dragged me over to another podcast right after and was like, "Hey, can you get off work early? We're gonna go film a podcast right now." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll go talk to my boss and see." So I got off a little early, and they end up on the 10 drink minimum podcast. Um, so I rolled over to the studio where they were doing that podcast, and I was greeted with several bottles of this terrible alcohol called Malort. It's terrible. And they poured shots for everybody, and part of the reason they make everybody drink it is because it's terrible. So it's flavored with anise and wormwood, and I'm like, "Oh, anise. It's like fennel or, it's like licorice." And like I know this other alcohol that I drink that has that. It's called Strega. It's like this Italian liqueur. And then it's got wormwood, and um I love absinthe. So it's like, oh yeah, we're putting together two of my favorite things. This is gonna be great. Was it great? No, it was not great. It might have been the worst thing that I've ever tried in my life. So if you go watch that podcast, like they pour shots for everybody, and I'm sitting on the couch, like before they have me come on and answer some questions, I'm sitting next to this other woman. Like I just made friends with her that night. And then we all get shots, and they give her like a big double shot. And so I'm kind of sipping mine because I always test out my alcohol before I drink it. And I hear her, she downs half a shot, and then I hear her go, she like retches. And so I'm off mic. So I'm trying to stifle my laughter because like the room noise will be really bad if I laugh. So I'm like, she retches, and then I'm just sitting there stifling my laughter for no joke, probably like 10 minutes. I'm sitting there just like cracking up at her gagging like on this terrible alcohol. But I guess this is something they regularly do. It's like a hazing ritual or whatever. So I downed my shot, and I do enjoy wormwood. So I guess the story behind this was like this was a type of alcohol that it was like a prohibition era alcohol that like it was legal because they claimed it was medicinal. So it managed to get by um, being illegal because it tasted so bad. So like that's a pretty good story. I kind of like that. Or it says people do shots when they know the party is gonna be lame. That's true. I would be lame if I didn't have shots. I would be kind of boring. Like some of my better live streams were when I actually drank a shot or two. So like you're not wrong. Some of my better live streams are when like my filter comes off and shots help. I'm not judging. I feel like I'm generally too inhibited. So like um whenever someone hands me alcohol, that's when fun Michelle comes out. That's when party goblin Michelle comes out. Um so it's all in the framing. So like if we're not doing my favorite activities, you better bring me shots. So pizza and liqueur tonight. Yeah, I should have picked some up. I really should have. I was at Trader Joe's earlier. Oh yeah. Um I'm not inhibited. I'm just old. I'm generally pretty inhibited. I used to not. There was like a short period of time when I wasn't inhibited. But like I do enjoy when I buy some alcohol and forget about it and find it later and like, all right, it's time to party. But yeah, so it was a good weekend. There was a lot of fun. A lot of unexpected stuff happened. Oh yeah, so I went to the after party on Saturday night. Like the convention center feeds directly into a DoubleTree hotel across the street. Like you if you go you can go underground and like you just go into this tunnel, a secret passageway, and then you end up in the DoubleTree hotel next door, and that's a way like the celebrities can like just go without being bothered in public. They just can kind of sneak directly into the hotel, which is pretty sweet. So I went to this after party, and there was like a DJ and there was dancing and stuff, and so I danced my butt off for like an hour, and then I came back to the bar to hang out with people who invited me, and like I didn't realize like I accidentally like nudged someone out of the way, and my boss that I'm with is like, "Hey, do you know who you just shoved out of the way?" And I'm like, "What? Who?" And he's like, "That's Holly Combs." And I guess oh, let me look up what she did. She did a whole bunch of TV shows. She was a producer. Um I think she did Charmed. Yeah, she was a producer of Charmed, and I like, oh my god, I was so rude. Like I just kind of like nudged by her, like, oh crap. Um, but she was really nice. Like I talked to her for a moment, and she just like told me about like her family and stuff, like a human. Go figure. So that was cool. And then like I sat down another time. I sat down like I was sitting at the bar, and then a guy sat down next to me, and I look over, it's the original Black Ranger from the Power Rangers, and like this was my weekend. It was really fun. It was like, wow, if you told me when I was like 6 years old I'd be sitting next to the Black Power Ranger, that I would probably have freaked out, but like now I'm old, so it's like chill. Rusty is here. This isn't the Rusty that I know, is it? That would be weird. Or like Mike. Which Mike is this? I know a whole bunch of Mikes. It's like sometimes people show up with names of people that I've like known in the past, and I'm skeptical. Like, oh man, do I get offline immediately? Like, I don't know if I want to avoid this interaction. No, okay, okay. Which Rusty are you? Where do I know you from? I figured the Rusty I know is too busy for this crap. So like, what else did I learn this weekend? I learned how to use a gimbal, which was cool. it kind of creeps me out. So like it's got like a stabilization like piece of machinery in it so it like knows when the camera is stable. And then I asked my coworkers, how does this work? Like how does it know what level is stable? And they're like, I don't know, it's witchcraft. It creeps me out. Oh, you showed up in my recommended first time viewer. Well, cool. Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, so, and then the gimbal that we used is like remarkably heavy. Like, I struggled with it a little bit. I hope I get better at it. Um, I've started to notice like the people that end up watching me tend to be conservative males, which is weird because like I'm really liberal. Not judging you. I'm glad you're here. Like regardless of political affiliation, I'm just glad to have friends. But it's so strange because I didn't think that would be my audience, but it is. So that's chill. Um so if you are here and you are politically leaning conservative, welcome. I'm interested to know more about you and why you would want to spend your time watching me because I feel like I'm probably not the kind of woman you're interested in, but I don't know. I just find that interesting anyway. Oh no, somebody left. Okay, I'll stop talking politics, I swear to God. So yeah. Um I don't want to. Okay, Horace says if you want more liberals, start bitching about things and conservatives. I don't want to do that. Like, I don't enjoy bitching. I don't like the person that I am when I do. And I'm generally, I don't know, I just would prefer like chill time. Because, like, I don't feel like bitching helps me or anyone. And that's just me. Like, I don't know. I could go along. I could go on a whole rant. Like, I feel like this is maybe I'll just say I don't know. I feel like bitching is coercive in a way. Like, I've definitely had my moments where I was emotionally a mess and did it, but like, I don't like the effect of like bitching. I don't like that I'm in a bad mood, therefore, I'm gonna put you in a bad mood until you do something to make me feel better. And if that is something that appeals to conservatives, that is something I'm grappling with recently, which is strange. Like, to find that I have some common ground with conservatives is like so strange to me, but it is what I'm finding, which is it's weird. I don't know what to make of it. I get thank you, Orist. Like I think you're shedding a lot of light on some stuff that I really didn't get, but just be normalish. Yeah, right? Like the more I chill out and be normal, I feel like I like make friends with people who politically come off as different from me, but really aren't that different from me in a lot of ways. It really makes me feel like we're all not that different. Like, I know it's probably cliche. Like, I always feel like humans basically want the same stuff. Like, we all want connection and, like, to be, like, useful and stuff. And like we want to follow our dreams, we want to do the things we care about, we want to be around people we care about, we want to be around people that get us, you know, that we like identify with. And I'm finding it really strange that like having that attitude I end up making friends with people who are so different from me politically, like, and to find that I get respect from people that I wouldn't think I would get respect from is very strange, but also inspiring in a way. Like I don't know. I never would have expected that, but it's been an interesting process. And then like there are cool people that like I don't know, maybe they're moderate, but or maybe they're like I've met people who grew up super conservative, but they don't really think it's right to tell other people what to do. Like they want to let people have, their own autonomy and make their own decisions, and like they're not into like conformity. And I think that is like a cool attitude to have no matter what your political leanings. Like I don't know, like learning about myself, I'm finding it interesting who I'm ending up gravitating around. It's not really about politics, it's about behavior, which I should have realized. Like, I should have realized this when, like, I became a behavior analyst. Like, I met like people that felt like my people. It was like the healthiest environment I had ever been in. And like they were people of all sorts of different political leanings. There were super liberal people, there were super conservative people, but they were all chill. And like we were all a team regardless of political leaning. And like I thought that was really beautiful. So, wow, this was a long rant. I don't know. I think when a goal unites people, that is a beautiful thing. Like when you have something you're all trying to achieve together and it's not about politics, like, I don't know. Rusty says everyone has common ground if you're open minded enough to find it. Yes, I think so. Like, I do think so. Everybody just left. Oh man. Nothing everybody hates more than peace on earth, right? I just find that hilarious. I go off on my rant, I talk about peace and like overcoming political differences, and like like everybody leaves that was watching. Let's chill. It's fine. Just gonna have my tea. Maybe I'll go make a new tea. Oh, okay, you came back. Thank you. I'm glad you're back. Mike says, "Yo, I'm back." Oh, there's even dude, there's a lot of chat that I'm missing on my phone, so I think I'm gonna keep um I'm gonna have to keep a watch on everything on the YouTube channel. Rusty says conformity is a weird thing. Even being unconforming becomes conforming. For example, we're in the fourth turning where everyone rebels, meaning rebels are the norm. Yeah, that's like that is a what's the word? Contradiction that I'm willing to accept. Like I'm not non-conforming for the sake of being non-conforming. Like the act of conforming or not conforming should only be done for the sake of what serves you and your needs. It's not about conformity or non-conformity. It always has to be about what is best for you. And when people conform or don't conform for the sake of it, like rather than what is serving them, like I have qualms about that. Like I feel like that should make sense. Mike says, "Yo, I'm back." I'm still curious which Mike this is and if I know you. Or it says, "Because YouTube is designed for quick fixes and doom scrolling." That it is. I had a good day today because I was on TikTok and I was playing some phone games, and I just had this repeated feeling of like, I don't want to be on here. I want to actually do something. So I practiced guitar a lot today. I have this new song I'm working on, and it's really not quite up to par yet. So I just like spent a lot of time today just practicing it, and like just feeling very bored by social media. But at the same time, like I want to build my channel. I want to get better at making videos. So like I'm coming to a place where like finally tired of searching. I don't know, tired of searching for answers and learning about myself, and like I might be ready to just make, like I've been creating stuff for a little while, but I'm like ready to pick up the pace or something. I don't know. You probably set it to top chat only, maybe. Oh, you know what? I probably set the chat. Okay. I set the chat to members only, like subscribers only, but I thought that only let subscribers participate. I didn't think that was only going to show me. Meatloaf is worth searching for, the food, not the dude. I'm sure I'll find some at some point. Alright, what else do people say? I haven't had a good meatloaf in a while, but I could really go for a shepherd's pie. Maybe I'll go look for that. Oh, diner. If it's meant to be, I think the meatloaf or the shepherd's pie will find me. I could really go for a shepherd's pie. Just like, okay. Oh, I'm drooling. Okay. I saw a recipe for shepherd's pie where they use like cheek meat of the cow, and it's like very tender, and they mix it with peas and all and carrots and all that, and then it's like apparently got a lot of character when you use the cheek meat. So I'm like, dude, may it be that the universe calls in that cheek meat shepherd's pie for me one day. But like that's kind of not the top priority right now. Top priority is like work and playing guitar. Rusty says I'm on full carnivore diet, nothing but meat. Okay, so I used to know a girl that was so deep into carnivore diet. She was only eating raw meat. Like, I don't know how she did it. That was gnarly. So if you've ever been on an extreme diet and you would tell us about it, like I would love to hear about it. Because like my parents were kind of into like the whole extreme diet thing when I was a teenager, but it was not that extreme. It was like we would do the Atkins diet, and like at some point we ended up doing salt flushes, which are like the most disgusting thing. Don't do it. But like one time when I was 15, we did it was like there was like the lemonade fast where for like a week you drink nothing but lemonade, and then at the end you do a salt cleanse, so you drink a whole bunch of salt water, and what basically happens is you have diarrhea, like you poo out nothing, you basically like eventually you have nothing in your body and you're just like flushing salt water out of your butt, which is so gross. It's the worst feeling ever. Don't do it. But this was the kind of stuff my parents were into because they were just really into fasting and like cleanses and stuff, and like it is healthy for some people, but it just made me miserable. um so if anyone has had experiences with extreme diets, I think that would be like interesting to hear about. Rusty says my most extreme was 500 calories a day for 6 months. That's gnarly. I think on my most intense diet period, I was doing 1,300 to 1,500 calories a day for like, I feel like a year I was doing that. But that was like, I was doing intense exercise, I was eating tons of fruits and vegetables. 500 calories a day. How did you feel when you were doing that? Oh no, you were doing heavy labor and taking CNS stimulants. That's gnarly. That is rough. I know for a while I was on ADD medication, but it didn't like. I wish I was one of those people that didn't eat a ton when I was on ADD medication, but I was doing so much stuff, I was eating almost constantly. So, like, that wasn't me. I wasn't one of those people. I hope you all get plenty of food. Eat as much as you need to. This turbo ADHD, oh man, that's rough. I know, like, it is my hope that, like, none of my viewers struggle with, like, eating disorder. So. Anyway. I should move on from this topic. I feel like healthy eating is like such a difficult thing. I don't know. I don't want to get into this right now. I did want to show you. Okay, this is something cool that I ended up getting from Comic-Con. One of the cool people that I talked to, he was really nice to the film team. So John Rhys Davies was very kind and gave everybody on my film team an autograph. So this was one of the coolest things I ended up with from the weekend. So he was really chill, really nice, and he donated autographs to all of us. Really kind human being. One of my highlights of the weekend. Orist is gonna go. Bye, Orist. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, no, he wasn't a hobbit. He was a dwarf. So yeah, that was my exciting part of the weekend. Yeah, that's all I really have to share, I guess. Dwarf, hobbit, what's the difference? Oh man. Dwarves and hobbits are different races. Let's see. Dwarves are usually fighters, I think. They're more stout and they're more equipped for battle. I can't believe I'm actually getting into this D&D nerd conversation. And I can't believe I actually like am answering this question. But I feel like it's worth discussing. Okay, so according to the Lord of the Rings lore, okay, dwarves and hobbits are both smaller than men and elves. Dwarves are slightly taller than hobbits. They're very strong and have excellent durability. So again, like the fighter class. They're stouter. They have heavy legs. Their natural lifespan is around 250 years, but some dwarves can live longer. Hobbits, most of them. Oh, dwarves are quite hairy, with both men and women having beards from early childhood. As for hobbits, most of them are 3 to 4 feet tall. They are particularly light and quiet while walking, and they often use that to their advantage. This is why Gandalf selected Bilbo as the thief in The Hobbit. Most hobbits are completely hairless, with only a small number of hobbits having small fluffs on their beards. They usually don't wear shoes or boots because the soles of their feet are thick and covered with curly hair. Hobbits usually live around 90 years, but some have lived for more than 100 years. Okay, does that make sense? Have any of you guys played D&D? Like, this was lifetimes ago. I feel like I played D&D like, oh, how old was I? It was like 17 years ago. But every time someone asks a question like that, like my inner nerd comes out. Like, okay, I guess we're gonna talk about this. Rusty's never played D&D. I feel like it's worth doing at least once in your life with fun people. Like it's worth trying. And if you have an imagination, like I feel like you can let your imagination out. It'll be silly. But I feel like it's a good time. Anyway, I'm slowing down. I feel like I should let you guys go. It's been fun, guys. I think I'm gonna go work on editing an actual like narrative video. Um, I'll talk to you later. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you. I might try to live stream tomorrow. We shall see. I'll talk to you later. I love you all. Bye.